Hello everyone and welcome back to another math video. Today we're going to be talking about how to graph circles in standard form, so similar to the problem you see up on the screen here. Just a reminder, this is the speedrun version where we go through it pretty quickly. If you want the normal version, I'll link that in the description below. For your Ricasso Recap, you should already know how to graph points on the coordinate plane. You should know what a radius is. And so if you want refreshers on either of these two topics, there'll be videos in the description below. Please go watch those before you start this lesson. All right, new lesson starts now. Here we go. So what I've done here is at the top, this is the starting problems, okay, two different problems. I've given you the graph, okay, here's the graph, and I've given you some information about the graph and the circle. So your job is, can you figure out a pattern from, I've basically given you the answers here. Can you figure out what's going on? If you want to pause the video, go ahead and take a look. All right, now that you've had time to look at this, maybe you came up with a few ideas. First off, the center is always these numbers in parentheses, okay, but reversed. So this was -8, it becomes +8. This was -2, it becomes +2. And these numbers are the center of your circle. Secondly, the radius, you might have said from the first problem, oh, this radius is 1, and so this radius is 1, so that number is the radius. But it does not hold true for the second problem, because the radius of this circle is not just 9. So what's going on here? Well, this number here is actually the radius squared. So if you take the square root of this number, the square root of 9 is 3, which is the radius. Okay, similarly for this first problem, if you do the square root of 1, that is 1, and that's the radius. So let's see how this works. So it says graph the circle. So we take the numbers in the parentheses. Our center is going to be +4 and +5. And our radius is going to be the square root of 25, which is 5. With this info, now we can do our graph. Our center is at 4, 5. Boom. Radius is 5 in any direction. Okay, so I'm going to put 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, 5 up, sure, 5 down, sure, and 5 to the left, sure. And now I'm going to draw you a terrible circle. Okay, there it is. But this is a rough sketch. Now for this one, I want you to look at the problem and tell me what's different about this problem. If you want to pause the video, go ahead and think about it. Okay, you might have come up with two things that are different here. Number one, there's a decimal. Okay, we haven't done decimals before in these types of problems. And then two, there is no number here. Okay, there's no parentheses, there's no number in parentheses, it's just x squared. And so what is happening with this x squared is that is a disguise for this. Okay, this and this are the same, it's just disguised. And so this center for this circle, oh, that's ugly. Let's try that again. The center for this circle is 0, okay, because this is 0, and +4.5, so that would be here on the graph. And then the radius doesn't change here, okay, it's still the same as before. Square root of 25, r equals 5. So we go 5 in either direction. Boom. Boom. Let's see here, 4.5. Boom. And boom. I'll draw you a terrible circle. There it is. And that's how we graph these types of problems. All right, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems on your own. And when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem, center is at 7, -9, radius is 1, and here's the graph. And for the second problem, center is at 3, -2, radius is at 4, and here is the graph. All right, that's it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.